All right, 104.3 Myfm. We got a Jon cast going on here. We got John K. My name's John C. As soon as you came in, man, you have great hair.
Thank you.
Do you hear that a lot?
Come on.
I appreciate that.
John
I feel
C.
Like
great
this
hair.
has been like my whole project of the last years to try and grow my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that like you've done that too. I've seen pictures of you with like the shaved head.
Went from the platinum shave dyeing out to letting it grow out and just kind of did frosted tips for a while. But then I let it go way too far. Finally, I was like, you know what? It's time to, I think we just take the sides down a little bit.
How do you know when you hit the too far point? Because like, I don't know when I'm there yet, you know?
I don't think you're, I think you're good.
I still got some ways to go?
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know. You're
just like get in the way and...
It's just stringy and in your face up front, you know? It's just doing too much.
But I'm sure it looks cool on stage, you know what I mean? When you're like blasting around the music.
And you're just like, yeah.
It's like part of the whole appeal, you know?
The persona.
This is your first headline tour, right?
This is the tour. The Salt and Light tour is the tour. I felt like, I guess I wish I would have done in 2020.
Really?
Because what I'm learning, tonight we're playing in LA. It'll be the 4th date on the tour. And we're 3 dates in. And the fans that I'm interacting with have been fans for 6 years.
Long time, yeah.
And it's
dude,
incredible.
You've been like consistently coming out with bangers, you know what I mean, over the last few years.
I mean, thank you. That's always the goal, is just consistently dropping good music. But there was a few years where I was kind of, gone, so to speak. I was writing a lot, and I was also, becoming a father and raising family, learning how to be a dad. And like,
I hear that takes time out of your day. Yeah,
it takes a little bit of time to just kind of figure out, asking all the deep questions, like what is the long-term vision? Now I've got more than just myself to think about. So that my dream has to be the dream of the family too. So a lot of, I'll say recentering, recalibrating, ego death, I like to say, and just like kind of, I don't want to do it for me at all. I do it all for them.
And not even to jump ahead too far to get into the music yet, but the album just came out too.
Yep.
And I feel like what you're just talking about right now feels like the theme of the album. Like it feels so raw and authentic, and it feels like that exact thing. Like you finding out what the goal is, not only for you, but you have a family that relies on you now.
Yeah, dude. I'm Salt and Light. I wanted to take a step out and just be a light into every single room that I walk into, to be encouraging, to be letting the music lead and open up a path to let people kind of tell me what they're going through and help listen and just bring joy and peace to every room we go into.
Man, so from all the people that you have toured with, right, that you've opened up for, like who have you learned the most from to bring to your own headline tour?
Oh, man. I kind of study everything that I'm a part of. I mean, watching Ryan Tedder, vocally kill it every night was definitely inspiring. Like how he warms up, how he enters the room, how consistent he is in his own craft. And then Marky Basie was amazing. He's a true, showman, and he's got so much swag, and just like he's so comfortable up on stage. And it's like, all right, so you watch these guys and you take a little bit of that. How can I make that my own? So yeah, I mean, I've been inspired being on tour and just looking forward to the moment of being able to do a headline tour.
So what is that moment like? Like when the headline tour, like you can kind of make all the creative decisions. I imagine you have more creative freedom there. Like what is it like to finally be able to do that thing exactly how you want it?
All the details, how the stage looks. I built it with my guys, and I'm very thankful to share vision with the band. Diving into more of a band, less of me and more of us as a unit. Finding pockets, moments to bring the music to life in a different way and just have vision there. Organizing the set list exactly how we want it. It's also way more work. Way more work. Like we are, from the second we get to the venue at 2:00, we are nonstop working till about 1 a.m. till we're loading out. So,
and I hear this album has taken you years essentially, right? To put it all together and to finally get it out. Like what's the best part of finally having that piece of that collection of music to finally be out in the world?
I mean, this is the first time I've ever toured where all the music's available.
Really?
So that's an amazing thing of seeing these fans that have been fans for 5-6 years know every word to every song, to dive into the new music, to kind of do it old school where we drop a project and go tour it. It's amazing.
And you've kind of talked about this a bit. Like, what do you want people to get from this album or even from this tour if they go and see you live? Like, what is the feeling you want them to leave with?
I want people to experience love, to apply the love that they hear to somebody that's special to them. And I want people to leave inspired to feel like they can chase whatever they, in the back of their mind, want to do. This tour has been inspiring me as an artist to feel the purpose that I have in me, to grow every night, to learn how to kind of bring more and more energy to each show. And so selfishly, I've taken inspiration from the tour, but how I want people to react to it is I want them to leave inspired to go chase that dream that's living in the back of their head.
Dude, I feel like you radiate good positive energy. And like I feel like that's something that I almost feel like is against the grain sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially for guys in pop music. Like you write, especially Broken and Honey and some of these songs that you write about that are so personal and so positive, have great messages. Like sometimes that's not always the cool thing to write about. Do you feel that pressure sometimes to maybe be something different, and how do you stick to what's authentic to you?
I used to.
Really?
I used to feel like, you know, if I'm going to make it in this industry, I got to be doing the coolest thing, the cutting edge thing, the, you know, something that everybody thinks is cool. And I think maybe it's when I had kids, I just said, you know what, I just got to be me. I always, when I'm at home, like I try to lead every day with love, and I need to do that in my career as well. And I think me being authentic is, I genuinely wake up optimistic and happy pretty much every single day. So why would I fight that and try to be somebody that I'm not, just to be cool or to be perceived as being cool? I think me being authentic is me spreading love.
Is it easy to bring that to the studio when you're trying to write a song? Like I think of a song like Broken, and just like how raw and authentic that song is. Like how long does that take you to pinpoint a song like that and what you want to say in a piece like that?
I think that just came from, it actually came from a sermon where a pastor was talking about, you know, God loving you broken. And we were like, man, that'd be cool if we could flip that and turn it into a song. And we were kind of talking about it in a session the day before. And the next day we went for it, and we kind of attacked the idea of loving somebody broken and having, you know, it's like, it's great when you love me when everything's all good. But, you know, if we are married, we say, you know, for better or for worse. And what does the for worse side look like? And I think it's like, and my wife is the best example of loving me through my stuff and inspiring me, because she was consistent in that, of me wanting to, you know, get better, remove things that didn't serve us as a couple, and be something that she could love more.
I feel like when I hear you talk about stuff like that, like I realize something we have in common. I feel like both of us don't really have like real jobs. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the radio, I talk for a living, like you do music and stuff like that. And I feel like as a guy, as you grow up and as you start relationships and build a family, I almost feel like that becomes harder to do, because like I feel like sometimes the world just kind of looks at the guy to kind of put those childish dreams away and to like step up for your family.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it must be so hard to balance that with still wanting to pursue that dream and keep that childhood part of you alive. Like I struggle with that a lot to this day. Like how do you balance the two of keeping that dream but still being the guy for your family?
I don't think that having a dream means you need to obsess over it. And I think I've grown out of that. And I think having kids helped me balance that. Like I didn't have time to always have a melody or a lyric or something in my head that I was just floating around trying to figure out. You know, when life kind of forced me to step into this role of, like you said, carrying a lot more, it made me better for the creative, because it got me away from it. And so it gave me more perspective, because I used to just be consumed by, oh, what if it did this? Or what if this did this? Or what if the song did this? And that didn't necessarily make the song better. It just made me more obsessive. And so actually being able to kind of learn how to flip my brain from one side to the other, of going and locking in and being like, hey, you got 2 kids, like they don't care who you are. They just want daddy to be there for them.
They got to be put to bed and they got to eat.
Yeah. It's like, that has been so good, because then it makes me more efficient. And when I do flip into creative mode, I'm more like looking for a solution rather than like the endless possibilities of creativity.
Sometimes they say you can obsess over a song too much. You know, you spend too much time and you're not necessarily making it better.
My whole career.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time in your life where you have to do that. I think you need to like really explore and figure out what drives you and what makes things great creatively. But then once you start to grow, trusting your gut and knowing, you know, that your first few instincts of what it is are probably right. Because how many songs have I made where we fall in love with the demo and then we make 70 versions and then we end up going with the first version anyways? that's how it a lot of times works. And like learning how to really trust your gut is what I'm learning because I don't have time not to.
Do you feel like you almost enjoy music more because you don't have to deal with the obsessive part as much?
Definitely.
Really?
I really do, because like this tour is so special because it makes me ultra present and thankful because I know there's another side of this tour. My wife has a harder job than I do right now. She's at home raising 2 kids, and that keeps me ultra focused, ultra positive, and saying like this is an opportunity for me to really touch as many people as I can in this moment for them too, because there's sacrifice happening on both sides. And it just makes me more passionate, more energetic, more, I mean, touring is definitely a young man's game. And, to do it at this level right now is super intense, but it makes me more grateful for every single show.
And you maybe kind of touched on this a bit, but what is the most gratifying part of this stage in that career then? Like going out on tour, releasing the music, like what do you get the most satisfaction from?
I think it's after the show, listening to stories of how, a lot of the fans are like, we finally met, playing off of If We Never Met being their favorite song for years and not actually ever having a chance to hear it live.
That guy, yeah.
So making that connection with fans and hearing like John, you got me through, my darkest times over the last 5 years. Or John, I'm married now and this was our song, when we got together. To kind of make up for that lost time and hear all these stories, to know that this tour, no matter what happens in the future, will always probably be the most special one because these fans have been in it with me since day one, like for the long haul. And I know that because they're singing every single word to every song. And that is by far the most gratifying part of
Do you
touring.
feel the new fans you're picking up too? Like I heard Honey on the radio the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm in the back of an Uber with a couple of friends and they're like, wait, like this song rocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, Jon K, man. Like you gotta get in on that. So it's kind of cool that I feel like some new people are still discovering you as you go too. Like, do you feel that at the shows too?
Absolutely. I mean, we're firing this thing back up on all cylinders, and to have, radio be such an important driver, and always has supported me in such an amazing way. That's the type of artist that I wanted to always be. It's just like, let's get out there. Radio has such a strong impact still. It's not all about streaming.
No.
I think.
I mean, everyone's got its part. You know
of course.
What I mean? Yeah.
But to be able to actively touch a community and just go and see people that be like, dude, I heard the song. I'm out here. A friend, I invited them, and then they showed the music. We've been listening to the music nonstop for the past 2 weeks to get ready for the show. Like that is such a cool part of it too, and to kind of take the little spark that we had and then make the connection for people of like, the most frustrating part, I'll say, if I go back to early touring stuff, like opening for One Republic, is that nobody knew who Jon K was when we hit the stage. And then we get to If We Never Met and they're singing every single person there singing every single word, but they didn't know it was Jon K. And so radio is such an important way to connect the dots, and to do these shows to finally get in front of people and do what I genuinely love to do more than anything, is sing live.
I think to your point, like someone that I showed Honey to, and I was like, Jon K, and then they go through, and then they have like 5 of your liked songs. And I was like, no, Jon K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you just
sometimes
didn't know.
to put those together is kind of interesting. Like, do
Yeah.
you find that sometimes that goal on social media can be challenging to like learn to work that side of the field these days?
Well, it's because there's so many ways to discover things, and I came up in a time where passive streaming was at its highest. Like Spotify ran with a couple of my songs, and iHeart and a couple different streaming platforms really pushed these things in such a way that they became almost passive playlisted hits. So they would come on, and they're playing in, grocery stores and stuff. But again, you don't know that it's Jon K. Right. And so to connect all those dots, I think there's, like, on one hand, it's an amazing time to do music because there's so many ways to get discovered, but it's also really challenging to put together just kind of like a fully fledged career where you're cultivating, building, and that's what we're really focused on now, is just kind of doing everything properly and really efficiently and trying to reach as many people genuinely with love and with all the right, like, I've had the last couple of years to really realign and know exactly who I am going forward. And now it's like we've built this wave and I feel ready and confident to go crash it.
Do you think it's important to feel ready before you actually go out and chase it?
More than anything. I mean,
Really?
I think it's really ideally the best thing. And granted, I have a little bit of time to kind of like have this perspective. You'll grow as you go. I don't think it's like important to hide and like until you get ready. But to know definitively, like have a strong sense of who you are is a really important thing, because it's really demanding. It's really taxing. You've got to have your passion in check. You've got to have like, the ability to kind of turn it on and know why you're doing it, rather than like, I hope this leads to the thing. And, you can't look for it for satisfaction. You got to be at peace before you go out.
Do you have a favorite song on tour right now to play for the crowd? Like something that ignites everybody, maybe something you didn't see coming, or maybe the one that you did. Like what's the highlight of your show right now?
You know
for
what?
you?
Surprisingly, the sleeper that I did not expect
Hit me with it.
is Lost.
Really?
And you would not expect Lost to go so hard, but we like ripped apart the arrangement and built in this it's an amazing arc of the show. It's where we build back from an acoustic section and it brings everything back up. And it is insane.
Wow.
It is really surprising to all of us. I think the whole band, as we kind of put this new version together, we're like, guys, this is insane. And it's like a real big focal moment of the show.
Dude, that is awesome. Like, I'm so excited to see the show. Like, it's so great to have you in here. I feel like this is such like a refreshing interview, because I think it's really challenging for especially guys in pop right now. Yeah. And I feel like, kind of like we talked about earlier, like it's challenging to see someone fully be themselves, and you can see that you've come in and do that. And like, I've always been someone that I feel like has been too positive. You know what I mean? Like very similarly.
Yeah, like it's corny, right?
It's
like
corny. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
And like I
but
value... It shouldn't be. Like, I feel like it is almost against the grain now to be that corny. It's like artists like Andy Grammer, very similar.
Right.
Like, I enjoy people who are repping that side of music. So thank you for doing that. Excited to see the show. Jon K.
John C.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
bro.
man.
Thank you.